We are live. Dun da da da. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with the real, the one, and the only John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm sitting here trying to get us to go live
Yep,
on Facebook.
yep.
So I gotta talk into this thing. And when I do the speaker spell, it puts words in my mouth that I didn't even say all the time. I try to make 100 comments in a few minutes on Facebook just to answer people's, and they
Yep,
always put in words that I never even said.
yeah, yeah, yep.
But
Well, I'm
anyway,
glad we finally got together. It's been a while. Um, so yay.
just a second here, Sue.
Yep, just getting started,
It's
everybody.
live with Sue. Awakened Stories. Check us out on YouTube.
So I'll just talk while you're busy. We were always talking about John's first book, Stolen Identity, which gives him the basis of his story. All right. So if you don't have that book already, please go and get it at Amazon, or you can get it through John's website, the real John F. Kennedy Jr. Jr.com. All right. So that's the first book. And the second book is by Mary Maxwell and John, The Historian's Tale, also available at Amazon or through John's website. So, yay. And
I'm having a
the
bad hair day, so got to put the cap on.
that's yeah. And one of the things I like to tell new people is the quickest way to get the story is a 1 hour documentary, which is fabulous. TheQuietJourney.tv. So please go watch that if you haven't already. It tells John's story in one beautiful package so you understand it very quickly. So, yay.
Well, thank you, Sue.
Yeah. So,
And then
in
our new book,
yeah. Yeah.
Sue's new book.
Yep. Quest for Justice by John and I. So basically, what I did, okay, it's not like I sat down and made this up. I just compiled all the videos that we've done in the past 2 years and basically put the stories into some sort of organization, my way. And look at the cover here. Look how beautifully your face matches with your dad. That's insane, isn't it? Beautiful cover. The story is in a summary version. So I like to tell people we went wide, not deep. Okay. And that is also available on John's website, the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com, or my website, awakenstories.com. All right. So great. And I was at the library yesterday and I had these little postcards in my purse. So I said to the librarian, would you mind if I put these out on the counter and would you like a book? There was a lady sitting there. She goes, could I have one of them? She goes, I love history. Handed her a card. Then we had the whole conversation out in the parking lot. So I'll be bringing her a book. Of course, she's going to buy the book from me, which is amazing. But people just don't know unless we share the story, right? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
mainstream media is so bought out by the corruption
Yeah.
and every other thing and
Yeah.
these billionaires. But yeah, we're going old school.
Yeah.
Sue, while I'm thinking about it, I got a beautiful card. A wonderful lion, Darlene Richardson. A lot of the lions know her. She sent me a card yesterday, said she could use our prayers. Maybe Smarty can work some magic and do the frequency thing, and we can pray for Darlene for her to get healed and healed soon. And all love from us to Darlene.
Done, done, done.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So you have some amazing people helping you. Like
Amazing.
everyone volunteers. They're doing it because they believe in you, they believe in the truth, and they want the story out. So they're quite active on Facebook, creating amazing graphics, videos, writing books. It's so awesome to see the support that you're getting. It's amazing. It's great.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Dee, with this studio. and you know, the documentary, The Quiet Journey,
Yeah.
and you have all these lions like Lanny in Australia and Shannon in Dallas and
Yeah.
so many, you know, too many to name, but they're all
Yeah.
wonderful, great people that
Yeah.
are helping get this thing out because they're awake. They once they, you know, they know
Yeah.
I'm not here to bullshit anybody, and um, they know once they're
Yeah.
awake, and
Yeah.
it's wonderful that you know all these lions are making videos. You know, before they took me off of TikTok, we had millions of views. So the stories get at least millions of people have been
Yeah.
able to be able to, you know, if they get it. We just hit 48,000 yesterday on
Awesome.
Facebook here,
Awesome.
48,000 followers, and overnight we gained another 500 followers. So I do believe the next couple of days we'll be up at 50,000. And if you Lions share the story and get it out, you know, let's be the biggest platform on Facebook there is of the truth. I get so many hateful comments though, Sue. Um, the biggest thing going around, I mean, I saw it about 6 months ago. The Quigleys put a article in the paper, you know, newborn, you know, David Keith Quigley. And they're like, see, this is proof you're not the real John Kennedy Jr. because there's an article in the paper. And I'm like, hello, no, that's just proof we're dealing with the biggest organized crime ring in the world. They're not stupid. They cover their tracks. I was 6 years old when they put that article that I was born in that newspaper. But the birth certificate's forged, but they cover their ass. They're not stupid. They're not going to say, "Hey, we're placing David Quigley in with the Quigley family. We did some child trafficking and switching around of the president's son, you know, and we're planning to murder his loved ones and his families who steal billions of dollars." But you know, that's you know, I get harassed. Show me DNA. I'm screaming DNA myself, people. I really am. I want
Yeah.
my father's DNA released so I can compare it. I want my mother's DNA released. But the thing is, they're so sophisticated and organized into their crime ring. They place the presidents in place for God's sakes. You know, they can switch shit around in a lab, no problem. They lie to you on Fox News and everything else all the time. So it doesn't prove anything that they're you know, I'm still got the blood in my body. I'm still John Kennedy Jr. But these haters, they come up with so much nonsense. Um, you know, oh, I like rock and roll, so I can't be John Kennedy Jr. And I mispronounced a word, so I can't be John Kennedy Jr. And on and on and on. I can't be John Kennedy Jr. because my shit stinks. Basically,
Yeah. Well,
it's crazy. But um, I got to, you know, my enemies. Caroline Kennedy, my sister to this day, is a fake. She's a fraud. They stole billions of dollars, really. They seriously did laundered billions of dollars to organized crime. I got those enemies out there. I got the Quigleys out there. I got the presidents of the United States as enemies because I'm saying, hey, they're all bullshit. They're all placed by organized crime in the first place. Your votes never mattered. So I get all these haters, and then they'll post a picture of the Quigley family. I see people on Facebook all the time. It's like, wow, I could use that person for a body double because it looks he looks a lot like me. But anyway, there's a lot of people that look like a lot of people. Seriously, the Quigley family, who were the Quigley family? Were they my cousins, my distant cousins? Dorothy Quigley, that they compare me to, she's got red hair. My hair's not red. My brother Richard, he's got red hair. But they're saying, see, look, side by side, it's definitely his mom. Hello. Um, I look like many people. You put me next to them. I mean, there's thousands of families I could look just like, but my real family is, you know, my mother was Jackie and my father was JFK. It's not like I don't remember them. Like I just started writing it down. Oh, I'm going to be John Kennedy Jr. today. No, it's like I lived a life of living hell, doing it, being there. They don't want you to know my story, so do a little more research than pulling up a 20-year-old photo from Walmart of the Quigleys. You know, it's organized crime. Why would Max and Dorothy Quigley go to Walmart for a sit-down photo op? they're not stupid. They plan shit ahead of time. But what can I say? Uh, People throw stuff out there all day long and say, "See, this is proof." No, it's not proof. People say DNA all the time. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm screaming DNA myself.
I think it's interesting because look at why is there so much programming? Like, why aren't people somewhat more interested? Okay, so a guy comes on that you've never seen before, and he makes the claims, and he's got all these stories, detailed stories that you haven't really deviated from. You've embellished even a little bit more here and there as your memories are coming back. Why aren't they a bit more curious right from the get-go? Why aren't they like, wow? And then they look around outside in the world and see all the doubles, the clones, all that stuff going on in the outside world. Are they believing that too? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Well, um, when I first started coming out with my story, I know our CIA was listening and
Of
everything I
course.
said. They were all taking notes. Our secrets, because I'm exposing the FBI and our Secret Service um, to the heinous crimes that they have done and the cover ups they have done. And I forgot where I was going with that one.
Yeah. Well,
I got so much on my mind and it's all going through my head. But
yeah.
I'm exposing them.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, no one wants to be exposed. And you got to think they've been doing this for a long time. All right. So for you, it's been 60 years. Okay. But they've been doing it longer than that. And we didn't even know it. Okay. So all these videos are coming out showing how presidents' wives were really men, entertainers, even way back when, 100 years ago, were really men when we thought they were women. Like there's a whole agenda that's been going on. Now, way back when we didn't have social media, we didn't have the internet, communication was much slower, we didn't have photography like we do. People didn't know. But now we have all these tools, we're able to see it in real time. And there's guys that are able to dissect every like frame of a video and come up with all this hidden stuff in the background that the cabal puts out there. It's really a genius plan that they've had, but we're hip to it now. We're seeing it out there. We just need to share it to the other people, right? Yeah. So
Uh,
anyway, um, one of the questions I always get for about you is what are you planning to do in the future? Like, we've talked about a healing center, which I think was kind of your ultimate dream. Once you become more mainstream, creating a center where people can come, like-minded people, talk, have conversations, create community, and meet you and other whistleblowers, hear your stories, ask you questions, that sort of thing.
yeah. Basically a freaking office. Um, me and Robin both suck at being secretaries and getting things done and staying on top of things. Um, but a home base, I get hit up all the time. Can you help me? I need to talk to you. People that have been destroyed and child trafficking all the way up to the
Right.
unalivements of family members and
Right.
everything come to me, say, can you help me? And it's like I wish I could. um you know People all the time say, hey, I'd like to meet you. And I don't want to meet people for the first time at my home. Some people I have, but I would rather have a office
Yeah.
where people could stop in and meet me.
Yeah.
But it's so important to have a healing center for all this to take place. I've been, praying about it. I was even thinking the other day, hey, I'm 60, I'll be 65 next month. I got this beautiful Harley. I could sell it and at least rent a building for this to happen. But the Harley was my dream. I always wanted one, and I really enjoy getting on it and just riding it to the store and back. But I would be willing to give it up if something doesn't happen. but I'm leaving it into God's hands. I am. Um, I was
Okay.
while you were talking, I was going through this magazine I wanted to share. This is me right there. They were building me up in the military. People don't believe that I went to Vietnam as a little kid, but I went. They started training me. This is a picture that was sharing that. Yeah, they were training. It might have been a fake helmet and a fake weapon, but you put something like that in a kid's hands and you start teaching them. But look at the earlobe, people. That's the important part with this photo right here. Because people always say DNA, we need DNA. No, if you just open up your freaking eyes, but look at the earlobe. That sticks out like a sore thumb. Ears do not change. Before we had DNA, they would use evidence like an earlobe. So if you see that earlobe, now this is right in your face because these were two of the most evil people in the world. They really were. The spin that they put on these people, like they're gods, and they're going to come back and save the day with Donald Trump. Look at this earlobe. This is There is no earlobe, people. There is no earlobe. He has no, and there's hundreds and hundreds of photos. Where'd the earlobe go, people? Organized crime put him in my place. Look at the hair color. Look at the hair color. Look at me as a little doll here at 3 years old. Look at the hair color. So right then you got hair color. Look at my pug nose, my big ass pug nose. Look at his pointy little Greek nose. But anyway, these two people were evil. He got married to this, I won't say woman because he was gay, but I heard a recording where she was like, let's kill him and steal the money. When my fake mother, Jackie, um, when we went over there, she was like, the children are poisoning me. Hello. And then she died of cancer, stomach cancer. That was his big downfall. They were so greedy. My mother was wealthy, but they stole it all, and they put in a body double. So the fake Jackie had all these millions of dollars, and these two came around and said, "I want her money. We'll just poison her at supper time, and we'll inherit it all." And that's what they did. And Caroline Kennedy, to this day, is still alive to testify to that. Let's get her in a court of law. Uh, you know, it's crazy, but they made him a district attorney. People, they made John, and they called him John because he was the body double. Organized crime is so sophisticated. They'll say John. That means But anyway, they made him a district attorney. At the same time, John Gotti was running New York. And how do I know all this? A lot of research from wonderful people. Henry's one of them. But they made him a district attorney. John Gotti, he told me, he told me he wanted to be the next mafia boss of New York City. He told me that. You can believe me, you don't, you can hear what I'm saying, but they were gangsters, people, not people you would want like Donald Trump running this country, not coming back to be vice president. People say, well, I guess you're coming back to be vice president. No, it's all or nothing. I don't take back seat to nobody. Nobody. And
Okay.
with that said, my father took the back seat, and you see what that got him.
Mm-mm. Okay. You said that you heard a recording where she said something about let's kill him. Was that
Yeah,
in reference to you or to who?
me.
Okay. So where was the
Because they
recording?
didn't want my story out. They knew I was still alive.
Yeah,
And I would be here today saying, he's freaking fake.
right.
Hello, he was fake. I'm exposing it now.
Yeah.
But when he was alive, he didn't want that to happen at all. He was John Kennedy. He had played John Kennedy, but organized crime knew he wasn't who he said,
Right.
on Larry King. What if your name was David? Yeah. They were
Yeah.
shaking him down. That's what
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So he stepped into the role and of course he liked it. So you were forced out of your life. He stepped into your life. He had the all the public love and appreciation. He had the money. He had people helping him where you had the exact polar opposite. And
Yeah,
it
well,
was
he had a $50,000 Rolex when we were kids, and I was lucky to have a freaking Walmart Timex, or I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
Walmart was there then, but
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I mean.
exactly.
Um, Big difference between a 50,000 back in the '70s, a $50,000 Rolex, and a couple dollar,
Right,
you know.
right. So, so the CIA, you think, was a facilitator of this imposter, as well as other organized crime families and factions.
Yeah, it was all pre-planned.
Yeah,
They had made their plans to take over the Kennedys, to kill the Kennedys, to kill my mother, my sister, me, and all of us, to steal the fortunes and to gain the power
right,
of the government. I mean, the government's a big prize.
right.
And you got our CIA, FBI, and Secret Service all working together, and they all know they have to take orders or they end up dead. That's it. It's the mafia. It's not like we'll call the police and put them in jail. No, it's like they'll show up at your house in the middle of the night and take you and have you cremated in their memorial, whatever you call it, and
Yeah,
go scatter your ashes out in the middle of the desert when they're done with you.
horrible. Yeah, yeah. So, for anyone that hasn't watched the documentary or read the book, that is kind of crucial to the conversation. We're not really rehashing the conversation every week, but it tells really what happened to John and why and how he switched out with an imposter. So the imposter was really Aristotle Onassis' son. Okay, and think of it this way. He was one of the wealthiest people on the planet, and he was involved with organized crime. All right. So he put his son in charge of the Kennedy fortune. His son was in place, and it was a gradual but eventual takeover of the assets and resources. Of course, even the intangible assets, the Kennedy name, right? The fame, the fortune, and all of that.
It was a
And
big mafia war. That's
yeah,
exactly what it was. A big,
yeah,
and it's people with the utmost power doing the killings and the cover ups, and um, they have no police over them, so they police themselves, so they get away with all this. I was just thinking a few minutes ago, Sue. I have seen organized crime work, and it scares the shit out of me because there's so many members to organized crime where they're all programmed and brainwashed that a life doesn't mean anything. The family means more than someone's life. And to see someone unalive and to see no emotions on somebody's face while they just unalive somebody and then dragging the body, having another member drag their body off like it's an everyday
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Um, because it is, at least that's what I thought. And, watching them dispose of the bodies, just like they've been doing this for a very long time. They really, really have, unaliving people
yeah.
to make it so easy for them. You got a dead body and you're going through and the security guards waving you on.
Wow. Yeah. So one of the things we're always asked is about the DNA test, which give the same answer every time. But what makes you
It's
think?
old.
Yeah. What makes you think that a DNA test cannot be modified, changed, or someone bought off? Okay. Or threatened, right? So there's a lot of threats going on with organized crime. And they threaten you, you have to do what they want. And we're seeing that in other situations. It's not just John. This is not a one-time thing. It's happened for years and years and years. We're just finding out about it.
Well,
So,
to all the three-letter agencies that are watching us right now, there was what, 70 some odd bodies found in uh the Las Vegas desert. I'm like a little over an hour from Las Vegas from where I'm at. And I think it's been about 6 months, maybe 4 months or so, that they came out and said, "Yeah, look at all these piles of ashes that were found in the desert." And it's like, I could tell them the whole story. I really could. But I'm not going to call the FBI. I made it clear when I called the FBI and said, "Hey, I'm John Kennedy. I'm coming out with my story. Come talk to me." They didn't come talk to me. So I know they're all corrupt. So
Oh,
I ain't wasting my time with a phone call, but I'm pretty sure I got that one all figured out too.
oh, okay. So I saw a video out this couple was hiking out in the desert and they found like kids' backpacks and things. That's not the
Yeah,
same
I've seen that.
story.
Yeah.
That's it? Yeah.
No, but I've heard that story too.
Yeah, yeah. But you hear about down at the border, Mexican border, people come across, and I've known about this for 20 years, okay? So this is not just since Trump or just since so and so's been in office. I've known about it for 20 years, which means it's been happening a long time. But they've found mass graves down there. And of course, the kids are down there, they're locked up. And then, of course, no one can track them, right? And we don't
Yeah.
know what happens to them, although we kind of do. But they found mass graves down there several times. And also, even
Children are
around
money makers.
jails.
You know,
Oh,
chil-
but
children are money makers for these people.
yeah. But have you ever heard of what happened since they found the mass grave? Oh, nothing. We
Yeah.
we hear nothing.
Well, Ted Gunderson, the director, I believe he was the director of the FBI. Um, I'm here in Bullhead City. You got Las Vegas. I'm right across the river from Laughlin, Nevada, another casino town, but um, it's like an hour or something away. But Ted Gunderson, the director of the FBI, was saying child trafficking's huge. These people, the cabal, they're the ones behind the Kennedy assassinations. Like, he was director. He was sharing it out. He said there's thousands of kids that go missing. He was screaming it. He died of cancer too, by the way. Isn't
Yeah,
that funny?
yeah,
And I hate when I say that. I was programmed to say, "Isn't that funny?" It's not funny at all. It's
yeah,
very serious when you got a director of the FBI exposing this child trafficking that they're doing within our own government. But he said, yeah, there was a landing strip not too far from Las Vegas. He was like 45 minutes out of Las Vegas, where they put all these
ab-
abducted children on these planes and fly them out all over the place.
yeah,
He was exposing that.
yeah,
And I was exposing, hey, I used to fly in when I was a kid, Laughlin, Nevada, meeting people like John Gotti, right here in Bullhead City. You have Jimmy Hoffa. I've shared that story many times where I saw Jimmy Hoffa sitting in the back of a refrigerated truck. You all FBI want to know what happened to Jimmy Hoffa? I'll tell you, he pissed the Kennedys off, and they put him in the back of the truck. They drove his ass 3,000 miles across the United States and made a little memorial for his body. It's crazy though, what these people do. So yeah, when you're driving by Highway 95, and you'll see something, it's like, yeah, that's Jimmy Hoffa. But the stories are huge, and they're not getting out. When you have the director of the FBI saying, "Hey, child trafficking is huge," and the ones in government are responsible for it, and nothing's being done, and
yeah,
we still keep voting for the same people, believing our government's there to help you, and they're pimping out all these freaking you know little girls in Tijuana. I mean, come on.
yeah. Well, look at our current director of the FBI, okay?
Oh wow.
We've spent months waiting for these disclosed files, right? Then in July, it was like, oh, sorry, there's no files. Come on, man. We've
Well,
been
that's
waiting
just like
for,
my father's files. Um, it's all bullshit what they told you, people.
yeah,
Maybe not all bullshit, but did in the files they released of my father, um, you know, I'm releasing the real files. They killed my father. They killed my uncle. They killed my mother, my sister, my cousins, aunts, and uncles to take over the Kennedy family. Did they really say, yeah, our corrupt government, the murderers in our government, did that? No, they didn't. They didn't say, yeah, members of the CIA, our Secret Service, and FBI killed the Kennedy family. Just totally freaking killed them all and stole all that money. That's that's in short, that's the files. And I didn't see any of that. Did anybody?
They still got a guy in the back room magic markering out the details.
Yeah. And Robin showed me something. You got the fake ass Donald Trump.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we came on, Robin was showing me a video outside of Donald Trump signing. We're going to release the Kennedy files. We're going to release Martin Luther King's files, and it's done. And then he grabs the paper and says, "Hand this to RFK, would you?" Hello, another fake ass motherfucker RFK. These
Oh,
people claim to be Kennedys, and all they are is members of the highest crime ring in the world, and they can't come out and say nothing because they would be unalive. But they're criminals. RFK, Trump. I'm exposing them all. Believe me or not, but if you're believing in them to save you, yeah, that's like
yeah,
asking a member of the mafia for
yeah.
freaking.
It's quite ugly out there. And again, there are whistleblowers that are trying to come forward. They're trying to come out and tell their story, but they're afraid. They're afraid of retribution against them or their families. And again, there's a lot of, you're ridiculed, you're hated, like people don't believe you. It's just very ugly, right? So when somebody steps up and tries to tell a story like this, it's not easy. That doesn't mean everyone is telling the truth, obviously, but why would you go through this, right? To perpetuate a lie. There's
I
no
got to
reason.
be held accountable. I mean, I started sharing my story when I thought I was dying. I wanted the world to know, hey, I'm dying. I want you all to know what really happened. Um, I didn't know I would live this long. I really didn't. I thought they would have unalived me. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
it's crazy,
Well,
but I can't share. One of my problems, and I want everybody that's listening to understand this, I can't share a lot of the truthful stories because I will be putting someone's life in danger, in jeopardy. So I can't say this person, I'm in contact with that person or this person because I don't want them dead. I mean, my son is not here. Um, my friend Brenda, I believed Brenda was the real Princess Diana. She was the very first one I told. I'm John Kennedy Jr. I'm coming out with my story. She's dead, people. My friends from down the street that supported me, that would help me out, let me sell items at their flea market, at their yard sale. They're dead, people. Um, hello, I can't put people's lives in jeopardy. Not that they're, had anything to do with it, but I
right,
still, in my mind, I have to remember that I can't just be shouting things out and put people's lives in jeopardy
right,
because
right.
they don't. I have so many enemies that they don't want this story out, and it's sad. But so many stories, me being the son of a president and what I know, like Princess Diana. Princess Diana was killed. I know the story on that. She was killed because she was part of the cabal. They put her in place to pretend she was Princess Diana and she wanted to say, hey, that's not in my heart to keep fooling these people. So what happened? She's not here to talk anymore. She's not on some mysterious island living in drinking margaritas or whatever. They unalived her so she wouldn't tell the story of kidnapping and the takeover of governments such like England. It's huge. All these countries are being taken over. The United States has been taken over, and I'm trying to share it, but I gotta keep in mind that, hey, I could get somebody's life in danger really quick if I just
Right.
say something stupid.
Right.
I'm trying to wake up the world, but not too fast, I guess.
Well, we're trying. We are waking up the world. So no trying involved. We're persisting and we are getting this story out there now. All right. And everyone's helping. So those that are listening are, thank you so much for your assistance and the purchase of the book. Like, okay, so this book that I compiled, okay, the proceeds are going to go, John's proceeds are going to go to basically creating his healing center. All right. So that's a big
Yeah.
vision. That's a big dream. And I can actually see it. And it's a place where people will come. We all get to meet each other. We get to chit chat, share stories, build new friends. We get to see speakers like John talk
Any of the
about their
proceeds I
story.
get are going to the healing center.
Yeah.
Most definitely, I'm gonna start a account just for that to pay the
Yep.
bills. Like I
Yep.
was saying earlier, I'd be willing to even sell my motorbike to make this happen, just to help
Oh,
out other people. Um, what I was gonna what I was thinking about a second ago, people don't understand. They replaced me. They killed, unalived my mother and my sister. That right there gave organized crime the power of so much money that was stolen by these people. The same thing with Princess Diana. Why do they do child trafficking and kidnapping? These organized crime members in the mafia, they switched out Princess Diana as a child. They 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 have control of their lives. They made her queen, not queen, but princess. Her children have no Princess Diana's blood in them. But now they are at the top of England of the royal family and they have no royal blood. It was that fast. I mean, it was a lifetime for some, but what they did to me is a great example how they've taken over the United States of America with Donald Trump and Bobby and the man that stole my identity. Those, that clique, but they did the same thing with England, and I imagine they did the same thing with Australia and these other to build up the governments, the people in governments. But Princess Diana was the key to the takeover of the royal family. Just her having these children that are put in place now, when she had no, when she was trafficked as a child, when they took one child of a bloodline and put in another child, they took over the royal family. That freaking easy. They have taken over the United States and our government. That freaking easy.
mm-hmm.
They buy out the mainstream media and they lie to you. They build people up. They do things like fake assassination attempts. And God, I wish people would wake up on how fake it was just to make the mainstream media. It's huge. And if you think about all the details on something like that, it'd make you sick to your stomach when it comes to unaliving somebody so they can be on all the news channels.
Yeah. Yeah. It's quite shocking how basically everyone's being replaced. So you look at Hollywood, the entertainment industry, politicians, like you said, heads of state, whatever it might be, you can see how they all look different. There's an excuse. Oh, they've been sick, they've gained weight, they've lost weight, but you can see they're not even the same person. They're not
Yeah.
even.
Well, see,
So,
that was a takeover of the families,
yeah,
as far as I know. Um, when I was growing up, it was all about family, the bloodline. If you had somebody like Elvis, I knew Elvis. Um, they get these people and they build them up. You could be the best musician in the world, but if you're not family, they're not going to put you at the top to make those billions and
right.
millions of, the gold records and the platinum records. And they're not going, you have to be family.
Yeah,
So it's all planned for you to be family in this little organization. So you could be the best at what you do, but the music you hear on the radio is going to be who they placed in power for you to buy their records from them. It's organized crime. And they do the same thing in Washington. Senators. and congressmen. You know, you got Kennedys in there now, um, but they are all placed. That's so huge that their family and they are placed in power, um, not voted in, not
Right.
you know.
Right. Yeah. But you can see it. So again, for those that are looking at the videos or whatever, people are analyzing that. They're becoming educated. The internet has been a great asset for us to really see what's going on out there. Where, you know, 60, 80 years ago, it was so slow, and how could you compare, because the photography was so primitive and bad and slow, you know? So it's this is the time we're supposed to be awakening now. We're
Yeah,
supposed to
I'm just
be.
reading some of these hate comments.
Yeah.
So if you were John Kennedy, blah blah blah, if I didn't have if I wasn't talking to you right now, I'd just delete them. They're not worth my time of day. I'm trying to expose criminals up to all the way to pre-planned first-degree murder, child trafficking, and people still wave their freaking flags for this Donald Trump. I'm the fake one. Show me proof. Where's your proof? I got to show this again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do. You see that man's ear right there? It's his ear is attached to his jawline. Now, with that said, there's thousands of pictures of me as a child with a big flappy freaking earlobe. Go look at
Yeah.
them, or
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Ooh. Wow. Well, yeah, so the
Sorry about that,
programming
sis.
is real. So
I'm
like,
just
okay,
being me.
so John, the imposter John has been gone 25 years. Okay. And we're still seeing documentaries. They just had a documentary out there, a two-part series about his life and how great he was. Like
Oh,
25 years have gone by. They're still reinforcing that programming with us. They're
oh,
still on the cover of the
yeah,
magazines.
it's all part of the bullshit. It really,
Yep.
really is.
Yeah.
They're pushing the bullshit to the limit. Uh, it's
They are
just,
doing that with other celebrities and their offspring as well. We just, we're not talking about that here because we're talking about you, but this is becoming more and more noticeable as time goes on.
oh, when we
So,
first came out, um, you know, his real name was George. He called his magazine George because he wanted the world to know his real name was George. Just like Princess Diana, he had it all built up inside him, so he wanted to let the world know a little bit of his truth. Um, but as soon as we started sharing, hey, his name's George. His mom was Maria Callas, the famous opera singer. His father was Aristotle Onassis, the Greek billionaire. Um, we started sharing that. So after we started sharing that, what, 6 months later, they came out with a movie of it.
yeah,
Oh, John's telling his truth again. Let's
yeah,
make a movie and put
yeah,
some more lies in there
yeah,
and the cover-ups of the fake truth. I plan on changing the history books, people, because your children are being lied to. You're being lied to. It's in our history books
yeah.
that he is the son. And I would love to sue Google because I Googled, is David Quigley the real John Kennedy Jr.? And Google comes up and says, no, that story's been debunked many times. It's like, no, it hasn't. It's just getting started. And when I get finished, when you type in John Kennedy Jr., you're going to see my face, and then you're going to see his face, and it's going to say fraud on it, like it's all over the internet right now. You
Right,
get these wonderful lions on here, sharing the facts, the ear pictures, the truth,
right.
side by sides of him and his mom and his father. The man stole my identity, and they're still pushing it because they don't want the
Totally.
truth out. They
Yeah,
think they're going to get away with it. They ain't going to get away with it. They're
right.
not. They're going to
Yeah,
be exposed for the murderous crime ring that they really are. And
yeah.
it goes all the way to Donald Trump, people. It does. Hate me, love me. I really don't give a shit. But now you know the truth of it all.
Well, let's talk about Donald Trump since we are anyways. So
I'm
we,
sorry, sis.
well, every time we do, it's like, oh shoot. But okay, we've got a lot of people that love him. It's you're on one side of the fence or the other. You either really love him, you really hate him, whatever you want to be, whatever.
Oh, well,
But the
he's going to
pro
save the world. He's saving you all from yourselves.
Yeah. But I guess my point is we know that there are multiple versions of him. Okay. We see it physically. Tall ones, short ones, fatter ones, older ones, oranger ones. Like we know, like you don't have to be a rocket scientist, although that is fun to be too. But you can see it when you're looking at the videos or the pictures, and then one Trump says X about, this war, and then the other one says the exact opposite like the next day. So
Yeah,
it's like
that
a
that
lot of
video that your
confusion.
your your uh
Yeah,
friends made of all the fake Donald Trumps on my YouTube.
yeah,
It's great. It exposes them all. But
yeah,
don't you got to love our Secret Service for what they do.
yeah,
They got the databases. All they have to do is, and then they got AI and the facial. They can tap it in, and I bet you they can get thousands of people come up that look just like Donald Trump in one
yeah,
little push of a
yeah,
button on their computer.
yeah,
It's crazy what
yeah,
it's all about information. You
yeah.
got to show your ID to buy a pack of cigarettes when you're, 65 years old, like I am. Like, oh, we got to check your ID. But they want to know when you take a shit, how much toilet paper you use to wipe your ass with, and it's got to stop.
Yeah, yeah,
They want so much information on all of us because we're slaves, and the more information that they have on us, the more control they have on us,
right,
and
right. Yeah,
we, that's not
yeah,
America.
yeah.
That's not our America.
We're being
Um,
encroached upon and we don't even know it. The cameras are everywhere and they're not disclosed. Okay. So I went to Walmart, my least favorite store probably, and I was in line and I had sunglasses on my head. They were mine. There was a TV screen up on the ceiling that was tracking me. It kept watching me. And all I could think, because I kept, moving around, I was playing with it a little bit while I waited. And all I could think is they're flagging me because I have sunglasses on my head and they want to see if I'm going to pay for them. They're mine. And of course, I paid for my products, but even at the checkout register, they've got a camera on me. I didn't agree to that. I'm there to buy some widget and get the heck out of there. But, they think they have the
yeah.
right to take my photos?
Anywhere you go,
Mm-mm. Yeah,
it's crazy. You go to
yeah,
7-Eleven, you're probably on 10 cameras or
yeah,
Circle K, you go to the grocery store from the minute you walk in to
yeah,
the minute you walk out, you're being videotaped.
yeah.
Be careful where you pick your nose, people, because somebody's watching you.
Well, yeah, and some of that makes for a lot of entertainment on the internet, but really what it's doing is showing us how people act, which is very disturbing. It's very like what people do to others or animals, very disturbing. But again, the good part about the internet is that we can take a video and analyze it and see that person isn't even the same person. So we've got multiple Trumps, we've got multiple this, we've got multiple that. We all knew Biden wasn't even there. He was been dead before he was president, and we had a lineup of different guys that played him.
When you
So
have Hollywood and the technology that they've got
yeah,
with making people look like people, and it's crazy.
yeah,
It is so
yeah,
crazy. Technology though is even crazier. I wish in Vietnam they had drones. That would have been awesome. That would have saved a lot of lives
yeah,
as far as being able to spot where the enemy was. You know,
yeah,
but yeah, you got drones with cameras on them now. You know, um, that was a big deal years ago with the satellites. There's a satellite right now that could be, looking at my front yard, and it's crazy with the cell
yeah,
phones. I was thinking of something the other day. The technology. I was always taught, since I was young, that the rulers of the world, they have the technology. It's like, how many of you people could build a cell phone? None of you. None of us could build a cell phone. But the rulers at the top, the billionaires, control all that. So what would happen if the billionaires were taken out and that technology was taken out? We would not have cell phones. For what? 1,000 years until somebody else had all that money to but it's what the rulers do. The
Yeah,
television set, nobody here could build a television set, make the parts and do all that. That's upper class. That's the billionaires that are all in control of that. And that's how they keep in
yeah,
power over us.
yeah,
They have the technology that we don't have. They have the knowledge and the education that we don't have. They have the tools we don't have. That's why we're the slaves to these people. That's why we're all paying the monthly phone bills and the cable bills. You know,
yeah,
most of us don't make electricity. A lot of people do nowadays with batteries and solar and everything, but we don't have the power to make electricity. That's why we're paying the electric bill. They have so much power over us as Americans and people around the world.
yeah,
It, it, we would be lost without them. We
right,
would.
right. So let's go back to your healing center in office. So probably the first stage that it sounds like you need or want would be an office, someone to help you with your emails, all the mail that's coming in, mailing out the packages, the
Yeah,
basic day-to-day.
mailing out books and
Yeah,
flyers and thank you
yeah,
cards and taking the information and just
yeah,
a wonderful place where people could stop by and say hello.
yeah,
Where because I really can't with I've had people
yeah,
drive by here taking pictures. I've had people stop in front of my yard and say, "I just wanted to meet the real John Kennedy Jr." And it's like this is my home. This is
right. Yeah.
it's bad enough that I got a 44 Magnum right here, and I got a 9 millimeter in my pocket, and I got a 22 right here, and I got an assault rifle right behind my back. And if that one doesn't work, I got an assault rifle right here, next to the trash can. And if that doesn't work, Robin's got a 9 millimeter assault weapon, right next to the TV, and so on and so on. So I just can't have people just stopping up by my house. I have to live this way. I don't like it. I don't like it,
Right,
but I have to because
right.
what I'm doing, I made a comment the other day. I'm risking my freaking life here, and somebody said, "Yeah, that's a real fucking joke. You're risking your life." No, it's true. I'm exposing a lot of evilness in this world,
Right.
and I've had many attempts on my life in my lifetime. So you people that don't appreciate me trying to wake you up can send me your I don't believe you, you're a liar, you're a hater, and I can't get too rude with you because you're just very uneducated, and we're trying to educate you all.
Well, rather than be angry at them, let's just hope that, this breaks out to the mainstream media, which that's got to totally change for it to break out. Okay. They're never going to announce you now. Okay. But it gets out to the people and they're like, oh, I was wrong. And not that we want to be right, na 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 boo boo, but let's just say that we have indication that they realize that they were wrong, they feel true regret and sorrow, and then support you. Let's go there. All right. Now, how can you help John Kennedy Jr. purchase a pendant? Now, this, of course, I'm dangling it. Ah! Okay. We have healing and protective pendants available on John's website. So you can see the face there. This one's in rainbow. You can see the pink and the purple, and I love the rainbow, of course. But and then there's a title of the book on the back. So go to the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com and you can purchase pendants and that will help him with his living expenses. And then first phase is getting an office and some help, and then the healing center. Second way you could help is to purchase one of the books, also on the website or on Amazon, Stolen Identity or The Historian's Tale. Mine, not on Amazon. I've been banned forever from Amazon, no lie, which is and I guess it's okay. But that any future project will never be going on Amazon. So whatever. Quest for Justice. So you can get that only on either John's website, the Real John fkennedyjr.com, or mine, awakenedstories.com. And we are personally going to be shipping all these books out to you guys. So the proceeds go to John, okay? A little bit to me, a little bit to the book cover designer, but full disclosure,
But
besides shipping,
that's going
proceeds
for
go to
the
John,
Healing
okay?
Centers.
Not to Amazon, all
Yeah.
right?
But yeah, you can go on Amazon and read the reviews of what people that have
Yeah,
purchased the book are saying
yeah,
about the book,
yeah,
and most of them are good. You can see the Trump hate mark, people that I got many enemies, so they buy the book just to leave a nasty ass comment. But
yeah,
95% of them are talking good shit about the book,
yeah, yeah.
which
And
is
I bought
wonderful.
multiple copies of the book multiple times, and I went in the second and third time to put reviews, and they wouldn't let me. So, like, I gave these books out to my cousins and other people that were interested, but couldn't leave a review. Now, I just wanted to talk about this book for a second, since my name is on it as well as yours, John. This is a summary of what we've talked about, okay? So, it is not a real deep dive into everything. It's a summary of the videos. So easy and quick to read, a summary of what we've talked about.
I
It's
just
not,
I sorry to interrupt you,
yeah,
Sue,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
just read one of these stupid ass comments
yeah.
on my Facebook. She says she risks her life every day just going outside with the Democrats in this world. How evil and bad they are. I got a comment and I can't help it, but yeah, you learn that from Fox News and from Donald Trump and all his cabinet telling you the Democrats are so evil. It's a party side. It has nothing to do with being evil or not. It's they have a different belief on how our government should be run. Um, it's we the people,
Yeah,
and you got to really quit believing what these government lies are
right,
all about.
right.
Saying that, yeah, there was 7 million, by what I understand. I could be wrong, but there was 7 million people on No King's Day, no arrests. The only arrest there was a handful of mega supporters. So yeah, start waking up to the truth.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm not a Democrat. I'm
yeah,
not a Republican. I'm an independent. That's for the truth and to get the truth out. But
yeah,
yeah, when I see the truth, like Democrats and Republican, and the Democrats are so evil now. Oh my God.
yeah.
Get
Both,
real, people. Turn
both
that fucking
parties,
TV off.
both parties are wings of the same bird. They're both corrupt, just they have different, ways of hiding it,
Yeah.
we'll say.
But
I want
us being people and individuals, we believe so much. Everything that we say out of our mouth is usually what we've been told.
yeah,
Ever since we're little, we're
yeah,
told something and then we repeat it because somebody else told us that. And
yeah,
that's what they rely on. They feed you all this stuff off the news, and then you go out in society and you reshare it. Oh, I saw this on Fox News. So you're when it's all bullshit to start with.
yeah, yeah,
Portland, Oregon. Oh, what a shithole. We need to send in the troops. And you go up there and there's little dancing animals and people, running marathons, and nothing's changed. The
yeah,
only thing that's changed is you got a president in power on the news
yeah,
saying how everything's all fucked up.
yeah,
And the only thing fucked up is him sharing his lies and bullshit to the people.
right. Before we go, I want to share this cover again. So, without the glare, this is JFK Sr. This is you, John. Look at how it matches up. Everybody, can you see that? You can't make this stuff up. Okay.
Support a
So,
good cause. Go to the website, purchase
yeah,
the
yeah.
book, and share some truth.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Let,
feel like
let's
we're at a good resting spot for today. We're on the path to the truth getting out. Yay. Thank you guys for following with us. And we are going to get you that office, that
Yeah, we
assistant.
are.
You'll have multiple assistants, and You'll be fighting off the book and movie deals very soon. It's going to be so exciting. And you're going to be
It's all
bringing,
about the truth, Sue. It's all
you,
about waking people up to what's been
yeah,
going on from, our
yeah,
own government murdering my loved ones. I want justice.
yeah,
How they do things like that for the power and the money.
yeah,
With that said, all you lions, I thank you so much. You wonderful people that share the
yep,
story and don't give up. Um, don't get yourself burned out where you just give up. That's human nature. But keep going, keep
yep,
sharing. We'll do this
yeah,
anyway. You on Facebook, you'll be able to review this when Sue sends me the recorded copy
yep,
from YouTube.
yep.
Have a great afternoon. Love y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
So thank you for watching this video, and thank you, John, for your persistence, your courage, all the things you've gone through. Like I can't even imagine rehashing it every day, how that must make you feel. But we're going to take that negative and turn it into a positive by busting through, getting the truth out, helping
Oh,
all the others behind you.
I've repeated myself thousands and thousands and thousands of times, um, day after day, year after year, over and over again. But that's why we got the books.
Yep,
Um, that's why you spent so much time and energy to get it out.
right.
So it's easier information. I was talking on a site the other day. Somebody said, "Well, you got a book out. You're probably just in it for $1." There's no other way. There's no other way to get the truth out anymore in this regime, this world.
Yeah,
So we do what we got to do and
yeah,
get the truth out. But um, these people, they're the billionaires. They're the ones with all the money. They wipe their ass with money,
yeah.
and we don't have any. So we got to do what we got to do, and writing a
That's
book
right.
is one of them.
That's right.
But we're going to get it out. We're going to get the
Yep.
truth out.
Getting it out. Thank you all for helping, and thank you, John. Really appreciate your time today. Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sue. Thank you, Lions. Love you guys.